You're hearing a different Easter message than you would if you went to a traditional church. You would hear maybe that you weren't born in blessing, but I love that we were born in blessing. I think that's the message. If you take anything away with you today, is that you are a piece of the divine and that you are born into this incredible blessing, and that this whole story, the story of Jesus, tells us that we have the power within us. You know, we have enough love in us, so much love to get through anything. We have the power of forgiveness, we have the power of love, of kindness, we have wisdom. That's what this story shows us. That anything that you're going through, that you can triumph over. And I love it. It shows us that we have choices, and with every new choice is a new possibility in your life. That if you feel like your life is just stagnant, it's not. You can make the choice to step into something new, something bright, something possible. You know, when you were talking about Easter, I love it. That's probably, spring is my favorite time of year. With the flowers and everything coming up and the weather changes, it just like touches my soul. And I heard something, and I don't know who said it either, but it was something that said that the veil between heaven and earth gets a little bit thinner during Easter time. And I love that, because what that kind of says to me is that the heaven within us meets the earth within us, the divine. It's humanity and divinity meeting each other. Really, okay, I got to do this. See, it's a symbol of the cross. I did this in Eckhart Tolle, right? This is the vertical path to God. This is our humanity. It's the cross, and we meet in the middle. We meet in the middle. We celebrate each other in the middle. And when we're in the middle of the cross, that's where we can step into who we are and who Jesus said we were and move through anything in our life. And I absolutely love that, because, you know, that's what experiencing God's about. That's what Easter is about. You know, I just got to tell you, my whole journey, I grew up a little bit different. I grew up in a traditional Christian background, and I decided not to say a lot of the things I was going to say today. But I'm going to say some of them because there was some wounding. You know, I loved Sunday school when I was a little girl. I used to get dressed up too and wear the patent leather shoes, and every Sunday we would sing and I would love it. But when Easter came, I didn't even want to go, because they bring out the storybook with Jesus dragging his own cross. And I remember my heart pounding and hating that. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand, you know, why we had to you know, listen to the story. And I never bought the story, to be honest with you. I never bought that we were sinners. And that's why I didn't buy it. I knew, something in me knew that we were beautiful souls and beautiful beings. And so as I kind of evolved on my journey, I started to reach out and I started to read and read and read. And I think ever since I've been a little kid, I started to kind of see what other traditions thought. And finally, I think now I've come to a point, this has been my little journey here, is that I've come to the point now that it's not even about what you know, because everybody knows something different, don't they? And it doesn't matter what you believe, because what I believe is different than what you believe. So beliefs are just really not important to me. What's important is what's here, what you experience, see? And I think now I feel like I'm at the point where I'm experiencing Easter, I'm experiencing spirituality. And to me, that's so much more important. When you see the flower open and you can just like look at the beauty of it. And when it's quiet, it's like this incredible field of God moves through you. And that's what Jesus was telling us. I don't think it's about being saved. I think it's about opening up to this beautiful, beautiful blessing that we have within each and every one of us. You know, and it's a process. It's a complete process. You know, so I see Easter from this whole different way. And I'm not asking you to see it that way. You know, if you're new here with us today, you don't need to. You can see it in your way. But I know what's important is that each of us can feel the energy of God wherever you are by opening. See, Jesus was an enlightened human, and he showed us the way. He realized his oneness and his divinity, and he was a teacher and a way shower. See? And you know what? He taught us that life can hurt. God sakes. He taught us that life can hurt, but guess what? We can overcome it. That we have so much incredible power within us and choice that we can overcome it. It teaches us this whole Easter story that we can love very deeply. We can love so deeply and unconditionally. And that's huge, because in our lives, look at your life. Is there anybody you haven't forgiven? And most importantly, he taught us that within each and every one of us is the power and the presence of that divine nature. See, the Easter story is about the crucifixion and the resurrection, but it's about the crucifixion and the resurrection in our own lives. It's about the divorces and the health problems. It's about the financial issues. That's your crucifixion. And your resurrection is the flip side, when you get to the other side and you're okay with everything. And you come through it and you're stronger and you're better because of it. That's the crucifixion and the resurrection. Because for every resurrection, or for every crucifixion, there is a resurrection. Every one of them. It's the flip side. It's the flip side of it. It's about transformation. So what in your life needs to be transformed? What in your life needs to be transformed that you can look at it has been crucified? Maybe it's old ideas. Maybe there's a way to step into new ideas and new possibilities, a new way of being in your life. See, if we understand that and we can accept our life and accept our Easters, we can start to blossom. We can transform what's going on in our life when we understand that everything is God. And not just the limited thing we're going through right now. I've been through a million little things, and as I step back and see a bigger picture, I see the blessing in it. That's the Easter message. Easter teaches us that there's darkness. Darkness is an absence of light. And we have enough light in us to light the world. And we can bring our light to anything, any darkness, and transform it. This is a big, big, huge teaching, and it's hard. But it's a day-by-day practice. A day-by-day practice. We can discover so much about ourselves through this story. Easter symbolizes the moment that we identify with Spirit. The moment that, we talk about it in Eckhart Tolle, the moment that we realize that we aren't just a human, but that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. It's not the other way around. Your identity is a spirit being, and you're just here as little humans right now. But you are little expressions of something so incredibly big. Unique expressions. Each of you with your gifts. Each of you with your incredible gifts to give to the world. Just like Jesus. As big as Jesus. And that's what Jesus said. I'm not saying anything he didn't say. Whatever you do, whatever I do, you can do. And even better. And I believe that with all my heart. Easter says that life is eternal and life is infinite. And we don't die. That our spirit goes on. I love that. Our spirit goes on. So we have to make the choice. See, humans don't automatically just mature like chickens do. You know, chicken will turn into a little chick will turn into a chicken, right? We can turn into an old person, but we don't have to turn into a mature old person, right? That's the challenge. I'm saying that you got to make the choice. Does that make sense what I just said? You got to make a choice. You're going to grow and evolve, and you're going to get old, right? Doesn't mean you're going to get mature and smart. We got to make the choice to do that, right? So that's what I'm saying is step into it. That's the call here is step in, because we don't mature without making a choice to do that. Make the decision. Love is God. Love is the decision, right? How do you make the decision? Deepak Chopra says that we either align with our dharma or our ad-dharma. I like that. Our dharma are the qualities that uphold life, like love, like giving, like gratitude. Those are the qualities. There's tons of them, you know, and we make the choice to appreciate, to be nonviolent, to love, to worship, to love, or we make the choice not to be angry, be filled with greed, addiction, prejudice, intolerance. And every moment we get to choose either the dharma or the ad-dharma. That's what Common Ground's about. It's a practice. We all have all of it in us. Sometimes we're wonderful, and sometimes we're not. All of us. All of us. No judgment. No judgment. We're all there. Nobody's perfect. Even Jesus said he wasn't. That's the truth. So my prayer for all of us, you know, is that that line between heaven and earth, it meets in each of us, and that we see the heaven. See, where heaven and earth meet. That heaven is a state of consciousness, by the way. That heaven is found right here, and that we live from heaven, that we overcome whatever is going on in our life, and we identify incredible, incredible spirit. And that any resurrection that we have, or any crucifixion that we have, we can step in to the immediate resurrection. So today, I pray for each and every one of us, for the world, that Easter is thought of as a way of love, not a way of sin, a way of blessing. So my prayer is that we open our hearts to this sacred energy of being. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you.